Hello, ladies. It's Kayla Knutson, your Mary Kay Sales Director, and I get to talk to you about one of my favorite topics, which is becoming a master booker. And Mary Kay Ash used to always say that booking is the lifeblood of our business. She didn't say you should book every once in a while or book only if you're not scared, or maybe you should book if you feel like it. She said booking is the lifeblood of our business. And so I'm going to ask that you take this portion of your business very seriously. And if you ever experience rough patches, I can almost guarantee it's because you are not making enough booking calls. You are not spending enough time building relationships with people in advance before you are getting together with them, or that you are not calling the right kinds of people. And so that's something that we can talk about. And today I'm going to talk about the organizational system for how to do your daily dials. Many of you have heard about the program called the 21-Day Challenge or the 21-Day Revolution. And the only magical things about the number 21 is that 21 days creates a habit. So you don't do this for 21 days and then quit. The first 21 days is just to help you turn it into a habit. And then the daily activity to make it a habit for you to continue doing it over and over again. First of all, to start this process, you need a consistent flow of leads and referrals. You must already be working, or you might already be working with me or your recruiter, or maybe some sister consultants to get or create leads. And one of the biggest issues people have when starting a business is they wonder, what will I do when I run out of my family and my friends? Well, if you work the business the right way, where you are getting bookings from bookings and you're getting referrals at all of your appointments and working it totally full circle, you are never going to run out of leads. The best place to start is with people you know and your wedding list that I asked you to create. The list of 150 people that you know. Get creative when you are thinking about people. What about your old neighbors, your old coworkers, your husband's coworkers, his coworkers' wives, people you go to church with, the ladies from yoga class, on and on and on. You can always be asking and getting more names and numbers. So one way you can get leads without getting into too much detail is doing restaurant promotions, doing booths at bridal fairs or craft shows or different locations. And the only thing I will mention about doing an event like that at a booth or a table is that we cannot actually sell Mary Kay products. It is against our Mary Kay consultant agreement to set up our products and act like we're a retail store because we are part of the direct sales commission. If you have any questions about that or you want to read up on the legal language of that, you can go to resources and then go to legalese on InTouch. It will give you all of the information to make sure that you are running your business in the most ethical way. Another thing to do is to do warm chatting, which is giving your business out and getting someone else's contact information. And the easiest way is to get referrals at your appointments. I'm going to show you a document that I stole from my colleague Lisa Rada, who I believe got the idea from Tammy Craig. You never have to recreate the wheel in Mary Kay. It is called the customer profile sheet. Now I know that these come in your starter kit from the company. I personally prefer to use the one that I'm going to show you in a minute because you can print them off of your computer and you can make sure that you have enough of them at all times and they don't cost any money. I mean, other than the paper and the printing. So it's going to cost a lot less for you in the long run. Plus you're able to give this out to your customers to fill out at every party and get the information that we're looking for, which is referrals. So I am going to attempt to use technology real quick to share my screen with you. So hold on one second. All right, I think I did it. Okay, so this is the customer profile sheet. So you can see this first section is just where they're going to fill out their contact information. The second section we use to promote holding a pampering session, again, to do a follow-up, or as what we call in my unit, a PMS appointment, a personal makeover session. And then the third section is the section I'm really talking about today, and that's your referral list. So at an appointment, you guys, what I do is when they have their charcoal mask on and they're just kind of sitting, you've got a captive audience when they're having those charcoal masks on. I always put my hand over my heart and I say, the biggest compliment you can give to me as a consultant is to refer people to me. If there's anybody in your life who you feel is a little overworked, under-pampered, or maybe they have the little orange line along their jaw and you want me to discreetly take care of it for you, whatever it may be, you can put down their name and their number, and I can either offer them their own pampering session or they can come and join us for your PMS appointment, in which case they will yell PMS and it'll be super fun and it will ease any tension. And then I always remind them that my 3 rules are that they, number 1, have to be 18 or older. That literally says it on the sheet right in front of me. The second thing is that they have to be nice. And when I say that, you guys, I give everybody a kind of like look around and I give everybody the stink eye. And I say they have to be nice. And everybody laughs. And some people will say, oh, then that doesn't apply to any of my friends as a joke. Hopefully they're joking about it for real. So that part I say, and then I always say, because if you don't want to spend an hour with them, neither do I. And the third thing is that you can use their cell phones. And I take and say that last rule because obviously nobody has phone numbers memorized anymore today, but also because this is my time to say, go ahead and get out your cell phones. And then I literally wait for them to follow that instruction. Once they have their cell phones out, I say, all right, everybody who gets the 20 names and numbers actually gets an extra gift for me as well. Ready, set, go. And then they start. And what I do, you guys, is I take this time, rather than sitting there and talking to them or distracting them from doing what I want them to do, I get up and I say, is it okay if I use your bathroom at this point in time? And I honestly probably actually have to go to the bathroom because I always have to go to the bathroom. I take time to like dig through my binder and make sure I've got everything out for my individual consultations. But I am focusing my energy and my attention on something else so that I'm not preventing them from doing what I want them to do. I hope that makes sense. Okay, I'm going to attempt to get back to just me. Okay, so now you can just see me again. So that is the portion about getting referrals, you guys. The gift that I give, people always want to know what the gift that I give is. It's just a travel size hand cream in a goodie bag. I like to actually place one in front of each person and while I'm explaining it, because then they are tempted to fill out the whole sheet. This works. When you ask for it, you will get it. You can find this on our unit website. I want you to write this down. It's actually listed like so many times, like 30 times in your welcome packet. But I'm going to have you write it down. This is where you're going to find that customer profile sheet. And I would recommend just printing out 30 to 50 right away so you have them for your first Power Start. It's Knutson, my last name, KNUTSONKL28.wix, Wix being WIX.com/champions. And then the password is champions, all lowercase. Knutson, KL28.wix.com/champions. Password is champions. Once you have a constant stream of leads coming in, or for new consultants, you've got that waiting list of the minimum 150 names anyway, you are actually ready to start this pattern of success by doing your daily dials and texts. I consider 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. to be people time. So I will do calls up until 9 p.m. at night, but for texting, I will go up until 10 p.m. You have to do whatever is most comfortable for you since you are the one who is going to be doing this. But I honestly receive messages from people at 1 o'clock in the morning. So you want to also make sure that you keep your phone on silent from now on. I've been doing this since March of 2016, and I've never had anyone be upset with me for texting them too late. There are millions of different ways to organize this, and you could spend a ton of time looking for the perfect way to do it, but I'm going to ask that you don't. I'm going to ask that you take the ways that we have put together and you run with it so you can start getting results right away. You can always adjust things to your personality or your preference as you go. You can use a small 1/2-inch binder that you use to keep things organized, or you can use the section 2 of your free subject notebook. That's actually what I personally do. And you can put any customer profile sheets which the customers gave you leads on in the front pocket of your binder, or along with any other source of leads that you may have. You can keep a pencil case that you store with that binder so that whenever you are out and about, you have extra time, maybe you're waiting for your kids at an event, or you're able to pull that out, you guys, and you're able to use the different colored highlighters and get to work. You will want to have the referral scripts printed out. These can again be found on our website. Again, it's Knutson, KL28.wix.com/champions, password champions. They can be found under training, 21-day challenge. You will find pages of scripts that you can use. These are all designed for different categories of consultants to use all sorts of lead types and are in the order of the first call through the final call text combo. There is also a sheet on our website that looks just like this. Okay, so again, give me one moment to be super tech savvy. So wait for it. All right. Okay, so here's our daily booking sheet. So you have your day up here, which is not referring to the date. We've obviously got that written right here. This is going to refer to what day it is. So is it day 1, 2, or 3 of your phone calls? And that's going to make a little bit more sense as we keep talking here. The next day to call, the below, is written right here, and that is what you're going to write for the follow-up day. Then this is a lead from, so if you can use different acronyms, or you can abbreviate this. So like if you've got some from facial boxes, you can put FB, or if you have warm chatting, you can put WC, whatever, or if they're referrals, just write REF. So you can put that right there. Or if you are having them be referrals, I would write like REF, or you can actually put the person's name that you got the lead from, so that you know when you're calling what to say. Obviously, you don't need to repeat that. So if you've got 20 names all from the same person's referrals, you can just write the person's name one time. Then this is the name of the person that you're calling, their phone number, if you want to keep it all in one spot, and the number of times that you are, whether this is the first, second, or third call, which would be the breakup call. And then any notes. Here is where you guys can write LM, which is, you can write that here where you've left a message. You can write whether you got a yes, no thank you is what no TY stands for, a wrong number, or hung up. Or asked me to call back, and then you can put the date that you're going to be doing that. This is just kind of an easy thing because it encompasses everything. I will tell you that this is a really great resource, but I don't even use this. I just write their names. I write what kind of this note here, and I keep everything tracked via a texting program that I use on my computer. So it's totally up to each person, you guys, but just, again, give yourself time to know what's going to be best for you and how you can be your best for your customers. So that's the phone sheet that I'm talking about, though. That is a sheet that actually Lisa Rada made up so that she didn't have to keep writing 1 through 20 every day, and so that she could keep track of her results. You can also accomplish the same thing, like I mentioned, by using that section 2 of your spiral notebook, where it says leads. You guys, that's just where it's coming from. So just keep that in mind. You can color code things. You can put smileys. I always highlight, my favorite highlighter color is purple. And so I have a purple highlighter, and when I'm booking someone, I highlight it so that I don't forget to go back. Also, if somebody says no thank you, I make sure I cross it out right away in black pen so that I can go and delete them, or I can tear up their lead so that I'm not following up with them, or I'm not making that mistake of going back and talking to them again. So I immediately go to my date book, and when I book someone, I put it in there, and in my case, I usually use Google Calendar. Some of you might use the company date book, and some of you might have your own that you prefer. But the point is to get it in there so that you don't forget. The next step is, once I get a booking, is to make sure that the woman I just booked knows and understands the details of what I just went over with her. You can do this by sending a quick text message. Once I've confirmed that texting is actually the best way to stay in touch with her. Obviously, you don't want to be texting someone's house phone. Or if you like to spice it up, you can actually use the app PicCollage to send out as a reminder to the woman you just booked. If the person who books the appointment decides that she does want to have friends to join her, you can easily turn that PicCollage reminder into a little text invite to send out to all of her potential guests. I personally use an altered version of my referral texting script to invite ladies. I always follow up with a phone call 2 to 3 days before the party. If you're using PicCollage, you can make it look like it's coming from the hostess, but you still want the hostess to give you the names and numbers. You don't want her to send it out, because then you are going to miss out on getting those numbers and names. When someone says that they can't make it, they are now a lead for you to try and book for their own appointment. I always say, oh, bummer, I wish that you could be there, but I know that so-and-so wanted to treat you to your own pampering session and a gift. How does that sound? And I'm able to book her from there. If you leave a message for somebody, you can write LM1, so you know it's the first voicemail. After you text them, you can write TX1 or T1 or TM1, whatever you want to abbreviate it as, so that you know that you texted them for the first time. So let's say you called and left a message or follow-up text for 20 people today on October 6th. It's not actually October 6th. We're just throwing that out there. You will want to turn the pages in your binder until you get 3 days out to October 9th. On this page, you will want to write the names and phone numbers with the number 2 next to them, knowing that you'll be calling them and texting them for the second time. That is if you don't hear back from them first. So if you're looking at the scripts, you would go to the referral script number 2 and text 2. And then if you still don't hear back from those people, you will go forward 3 more days, so the 10th, 11th, and 12th. And then on the 12th day, and on October 12th, that is, you will want to write down those names and numbers, and with the number 3 next to them, documenting that it will be your 3rd attempt. we consider that the breakup call. So if you don't hear from somebody by the third attempt, I put them back into the rotation to follow up with them 2 months from now. So you can go all the way out to 2 months and write the numbers out again, or keep track of it in your date book. Here's a tip for contacting people via your phone. When you go to type in someone's number, you can push the microphone key in the bottom left-hand corner of the keyboard and then say the phone number rather than having to type it in every time. It saves a lot of time and maybe will prevent you from getting carpal tunnel. Then you can also use the talk text option to speak the script into the message, or you can actually copy and paste. This whole system can also be done using the program Scipio or Google Voice for anyone who prefers to be paperless. You can contact me to learn more about either of those options. So generally, you guys, how the system works is that you are going to have those 30 first people to call from your 150 person list or from leads or referrals that you're getting. And for the first 3 days of your rotation, you're going to make the same phone call to 10 different people. So on the first day, you're going to call 10 people. The second day, you're going to call 10 people. And the third day, you're going to call 10 people. When you get to that fourth day, you're going to change your script. And it's going to be a follow-up phone call now. And you're going to start with that first group of people again. And you're going to call those people and say, hey, just wanted to check in again. Okay? Letting them know that if you don't hear back from them, you will follow up again in the next 3 days. So you've got 3 days more. So you've got days 1, 2, and 3 with the first message, days 4, 5, and 6 with the second message. And then when you get to days 7, 8, and 9, you're calling with that third message, that breakup phone call, and with that breakup text. Every single time you are making a phone call and you are leaving a voicemail, you want to send a follow-up text as well. What I find is that when you call people, they might be at work. Like there is never, you guys, there is no perfect time to be calling people. People are just like, what is the best time to get a hold of people? Anytime. Because there are people who work a normal 9-to-5 job. There are people who work second shift, third shift, who don't work at all and who are stay-at-home moms. It just depends. And so I make my phone calls when I personally have time and when I've scheduled it into my date book, which I would strongly recommend that you do as well, that you have a specific time that you call people. And then you are able to just send them a text message. And what I find is even if people are at work, they're going to get back to me when I send that text message. And even if people don't text, they're going to get a voicemail from me. So it's best of both worlds. So that's why we do both. The other thing is that, like I said, once you get through that 9th day of phone calls, you are going to set people up to call again in 2 to 3 months. That message, I usually just call and I say, hi, this is Kayla Knudsen with Mary Kay. This is the last time you are going to hear from me. If you're interested, please reach out. And I just make that, and then I delete all of the people. I delete them, or I tear them up, or I get rid of them, so I don't have to hold on to those numbers, and I can kind of keep things cycling. The reason this is so important, you guys, is because the numbers go up dramatically the more times you contact people. Not that by the time you get to the 9th time, you're going to hear from everybody. Obviously, there's still going to be people that you haven't heard from, but you would not believe how often I reach out to people at 9th time, and they're like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that I have not gotten back to you yet. I am interested. Or people say, oh, no, I'm not interested, but thanks for reaching out again. I'm sorry I didn't get back to you. So it's really important to stick to your guns on that and to have a system in place so that you can let go of the emotions of this business. We don't want to be emotional when we're calling people, because that is not fun, you guys. It is not fun when we are mad at the people we are trying to book, right? Or that we're sad that they're not answering their phone. So what happens, you guys, if you are consistent about the amount of work that you put in and you say the exact same thing to everybody exactly the same way every single time, and you have a system in place, if somebody is rude to you, you can forget it. It doesn't bother you because you just called someone and they screamed when you called them on the phone and told them that they had gotten a free pampering session. People sometimes scream, you guys. It's a real thing. So I love that. I love that I'm able to not be emotional. I'm not able to take this business so seriously that I'm not able to remember that it's all about having fun and it's about making other people feel special. And I would like to challenge you to do 10 calls a day, 10 names a day, 7 days per week. I know that you can do it because you are, after all, a champion. I hope you guys have a great day and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.